Hey everyone, back with another MagiReco video. I hope everyone enjoyed the free rolls from Iroha's birthday and that you got your dream girl. Anyway, today I'll be going over 4 units. Tsukuyo Amane in the featured banner. Why is she so sad? Tsukasa Amane, her twin who is available for purchase in Mitama's shop. Tsuruno Yui, who was our first Uncap. And Sayaka Miki, the missing Holy Quintet girl finally making her debut in this game. Starting with our featured girl, Tsukuyo is a dark balanced charge gorilla. Unfortunately, her discs alone limit her usefulness in PvP due to inconsistency issues I mentioned in a previous video. However, her stats are very well spread out, right in the middle of all 4 stars. In terms of the whole cast, that's still well above average. Her Connect increases charge cash out damage, which is whatever, but it also increases crit chance, which is super good. What makes Tsukuyo unique is her Connect also grants a bonus specifically to her twin sister Tsukasa. A few units have this kind of Connect. I alluded to Sana having something like this when she gets uncapped, but before I go into that, let's talk about Tsukasa herself. The slightly happier twin is a Magia type with glass cannon stats, except tamer than the others in the game. That is to say, her bulk is a little better, but her attack isn't as good as other glass cannons like Felicia or Ayame. But to make up for this relatively lower attack, she focuses on MP farming. Her Connect grants 25 MP, and an additional 25% on Tsukuyo. Man, if only she had 3 Axel discs to seal the deal. Honestly, to me, that's the only thing really keeping her from being on a dedicated Magia team. I guess they're acutely aware of potential power of A Gorilla, so they try to rein it in? I don't know. It's still a usable spread, as Axel scales well with charge, so feel free to use her on your Magia team if you have one. Oriko has basically the same spread, so she fills the same role. Use her charges to pile up A discs, but be aware that A combos still charge faster. Now, let's quickly talk about the twin synergy. Twinergy? Anyway, ironically enough, I don't think there really is any. Each of their connects reinforces their own theme, Tsukuyo for charge damage and Tsukasa for MP, but their unique connect on each other doesn't feel special. It's just what they already did, but more. To clarify, the attack up on Tsukuyo would help Tsukasa, sure, but it doesn't help Tsukasa's role, nor make up for any weaknesses or add any interesting effects, things like that. Tsukasa's Connect is way more useful on Tsukuyo because that's 50 MP right off the bat, but it has the same problem. The Connects don't enable the twins, it's just a better Connect. That's by no means bad, but to me that's not enough to consider building a strategy around it. And it's just a major flavor fail. With how much they mean to each other, you'd want their effect to be a little more personal. But nope, just slap on something generic, and we're good. Next up is Tsuruno Yui, a Magia type unit whose stats betray her versatility, mainly because of her limits as a natural 2-star. Her Connect and Magia increase blast damage and attack. Tsuruno has the 2A2B disc spread, which I've mentioned before is a jack of all trades. While the blast part of her Connect may not be universally useful on all teams, the attack part is, and should be used to head a Puella combo to increase damage overall. Her main weakness is her bulk. Her defense and HP are the lowest amongst pretty much the entire current roster. I still think she's well worth awakening. She's easily accessible as a 2-star, has a good damaging Connect, and deals good damage herself. She's basically a budget Kazumi. Also, one important thing to note, Tsuruno's Magia gets additional effects on awakening, though you've probably been looking at them for several seconds by now. At 4-star, she gives your team Axel up, furthering her DPS support role. And at 5 stars, she gets guaranteed evade. If you can pop off her Magia in mirrors, which is more than possible with a 2-girl team or even a solo team, it helps her survivability a lot. Just be wary that running only Tsuruno is a very high risk. Still, go awaken her. Get the strongest magical girl on your team! Sayaka finally makes her appearance, gladly faster here than in JP, where it took 5 months after launch for her to be released. The final addition to the Holy Quintet is a tank, boasting one of the highest defenses in the game, and currently the highest HP. She separates herself from other tanks by applying regen on her Connect target. I think this is one of the better tank Connects. Because of the way the AI works, no one will actually attack your dedicated tank unless you have Taunt or Guardian, of which NA only has on active Memoria or Connects. While not the best heal by any means, it will help somewhat patch up the girls who are already hit, instead of connecting preemptively and hoping they'll get hit. Her Magia is pretty good in a vacuum. For 3 turns, she cannot die, and will restore some HP as well so she doesn't just die when it wears off. Guaranteed crit for 2 turns encourages you to keep choosing her discs even after the fact, like coming back with a vengeance. Guaranteed counter is also pretty good, but runs into the problem I mentioned above, where that relies on being hit. I think I mentioned this before, but tanks can't consistently do their jobs as tanks because of the reasons stated above, even in PvE, where AI targets seem to be more random than in mirrors. But at least in PvE, active Memoria are more viable, and otherwise they can at least soak up some other damage. Another thing you can do is have Asuka or Kirika in your team as a way to give Sayaka taunt, but this means Sayaka won't always have a good target for her connect, and if you're running 2 tanks and 1 damage unit, you'll end up with somewhat middling damage output. Speaking of taunt and tanks, the Memoria I'll go over today is non-stop training, which grants taunt and defense up on activation. It's definitely one of the better ways to enable your tank, along with recovery and resolve, and dependable negotiator to a lesser extent. The flat defense helps too, but it won't compare to the passive forms of these effects once they get released. That's all for today, everyone. I would also warn you that Tsukasa is only available through Mitama's shop right now, but this video is coming too late. Again, if you don't get her, it's fine. She'll become available through other events anyway. I'll see you guys next time with more MagiReco content, and knowing how popular Sayaka is, I'll wish everyone luck in pulling for her.